cheating?
Lack of financial responsibility.
Double standard.
Excuses that I left breadcrumbs. I don't feel like I have accountability. I feel like maybe I was dumb to not pay attention, but if you didn't communicate that to me directly, I'm still gonna put the full blame on you. In my opinion. I mean, I guess realistically, there's always more than one person to blame anytime something falls apart. But
I said I see what she gets. I didn't say I agree with.
okay, I feel you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I see where she's coming from, because, you know, without throwing any party or any persons under the bus at all in any of the circumstances, it just seems like that's the way that they kind of like perceive how we should, because that let us know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean,
is looking at it like that, which in case also means something. When I give a person a compliment in public, is that what is that the energy I'm getting when I do that? Okay, so is this a breadcrumb, or is I mean, this, he disrespected me, or he said somebody has something, or at what point does a person or does a woman look at it within themselves? Because insecurity is shame. You insecure about something, you measure up, it's shameful. And I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but I know a lot of my sisters, that's not a comfortable position to be in, even if it's not intentional. So it still comes off like what you're saying. I know that you use a video game and then you're doing it, you got the brightness, a big loud one, and then she turning this way in the bed. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna look at you, but it's like, yeah. So, baby, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. So how do you really navigate with that? You know?
And I think, like I said, and I know that me and her are different in that. I know that a lot of people are different in that regard.
Okay.
I know that a lot of times it does feel easy for some people to just give non-verbals or whatever, but that's under the assumption that the person is going to interpret that as, because I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, I've been told don't overanalyze them. Sometimes I'm just this, sometimes I just da. My thought process is, if you do that and you don't say nothing to me, it ain't got nothing to do with me. And so then when she finally came and talked to me about it, I was like, why didn't you just say that? I would have never did that. Or I would have put it on a smaller TV that I could put on the side of the thing that won't, you know what I'm saying? Wait, she was like, well, I just assumed you wouldn't, but what do you always say about assuming, Steve?
Yes, I mean, so
I do understand where, I guess to your point, I do understand where she's coming from, in the sense that it's like, you do gotta hold yourself accountable for not looking at signs. But I just feel like, as a person, like, if I knew for a fact that I didn't want to be with this person, or I knew I wanted to, you know, go to the strip club every night, but I'm just not telling her, and I'm lying and telling her like, I'm good here, home, and maybe I am leaving breadcrumbs to show that, like, I'm not happy or faithful or whatever, but I'm just like, to me, I'm gonna hold myself to the standard of, I'm gonna let her know, like, I'm not, like, I'm frustrated right now, where we at. I just feel like you should be direct about it.
Okay, so you're also making an assumption that other people are that aware and honest with themselves, that they're gonna be that aware and honest with you.
I was waiting for her to say that.
Most people are not.
I was waiting for her to say
like,
that.
For instance, when I started dating, and just a date. I don't even know if we're gonna be together. First date. First date, I lay down the commandments, and it's not 10 of them. Thank God there's not 10. There's like 3. Right? These are my 3 things.
She got commandments on the first date, bro.
On the first date, like, if you ask me my non-negotiables, I'm gonna let you know what my non-negochables are.
Okay,
like, I'm not gonna
we need to talk about that. Let's move into the non-negotiable discussion.
Record this stuff, man. This is deep.
Hold on, buddy.
This is conversation stuff.
Come on, non-negotiables. Let's talk about it.
All right, so
throw them on me.
My biggest non-negotiable is cheating.
Fair.
So you brought the one where she's like, hey, she's just gonna cheat. No matter what, she's gonna cheat.
Absolutely.
Because she believes in men not being able to be faithful.
Okay.
I was raised around men who were faithful.
Fair. Absolutely.
Right? Or were always saying that they were faithful. That's the best I can give them, right? I was raised in a 2-parent household. I want the same healthy relationship and stability in my family. So therefore, I put that out front. Like, hey, I know I'm a good woman. Period. The good girl. All that. I am very aware of myself. I know exactly what I bring to the table. And if I want commitment, then I must be loyal. Simple concept, right? So if you're a cheater, I'm gonna let you know up front, this is not gonna work, and we're gonna have a bad experience.
What if he's
Can
not
we
a
just
cheater?
not do that? So if you're not a cheater, you're like, all right, cool, I agree with you. So my thing is with him, hey, if you are going to cheat, right, you feel like this relationship is not good for you, just let me know before you do it. It's not a problem. Literally be like, hey, this isn't working. Okay, because I'm more than likely I'm gonna feel the same thing. We're in the same relationship.
So
like it's just
we're
simple
talking about
logic.
the three first. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I want the other two before we're gonna put a pin right there. We're gonna put a pin right there.
Yeah, so like put me on the date. I did like really think right. Anyway.
For the other two.
So yeah, the cheating
We
thing.
can share ours as well. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
share mine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I can definitely come up with 3. Quick.
Non-negotiables. The lack of emotional intelligence. More so like not being patient enough to take the time to interpret what's happening with each person and to give them that space to communicate properly. That's non-negotiable with me. Because there are things that happen in my life that don't happen in other people's lives because of the position I'm in.
Okay.
For example, right, business consulting. Not everyone does that. Not everyone knows. My day literally is never the same. It hasn't been like that for probably at least the past 2 years. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't had a 9 to 5 in at least 15, almost 20 years now. So it's like, you never know what I'm doing. If you don't have that patience to ask me, do I have enough time to do this? Can I do this for you? Da, da, da. Like, we need to have open, consistent communication, and I need to feel safe to tell you no.
Ooh.
And I ran into the problem where I wasn't safe to tell someone no because they were always making assumptions about my time. Just because I don't have a job doesn't mean that I have plenty of time.
Yeah, you're sitting around.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you think all this stuff happened? You didn't help me buy my house or these 2 cars that I have. You don't pay for the rent. You don't pay for none of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I need you to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's not negotiable. So if you're going to be the man, provide. Do the things that you say that you're here. You're here for protection and provision. Provide that. And if I'm providing it, don't complain about what's happening over here financially because you have no place. That's it. But if you come and you want to provide, I'm going to open that door. By all means, I'm not going to prevent you from doing your role.
Mm-hmm.
So that's non-negotiable. Stay within your role.
Okay, that's
Right.
key.
So communication, roles, boom, and then we got the non-cheating thing, and then the last one is honestly, the last one was that they had to believe in God, and I compromised on that. I still have not just made the reverse decision to reverse it, to be honest with you. And maybe that's just my fallacy.
Jesus or God?
God.
Okay.
And maybe that's just my flaw in hoping for the good in people. Because I don't believe that atheists are evil because they don't believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
Just say somebody you
Right?
believe.
And I understand science.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I don't know, I think eventually it'll bring them back. There's no way you can't believe in God at the end of the daggone day. If you believe in air, like, I don't see it. That was my last one, where they had to believe in God. But obviously, I've compromised that because my daughter's father, he's an atheist. And,
What?
I mean,
I think people are atheists for a reason.
but he believes in human nature.
What do you think made you be able to kind of look past that? Or like to kind of lay a non-negotiable to the side?
I laid it off based upon my instincts.
Okay.
There were biological, instinctual factors
of
that
course.
contributed to my daughter being here that I wanted in a man, and he had those factors.
Yeah. And I appreciate the transparency with that. Because I think we, like, for example, for me, and mine aren't as, like, well, maybe they are kind of cliche. I cannot do over-aggressive communicators. I can't, like...
What is it? Paint that picture for me? Like, is that like...
Yeah, like, if every time we have a disagreement, you're yelling and cursing at me, throwing things at me, hitting me. Because I know a lot of people, like, people get online and say, like, no form of domestic violence is accepted or whatever. But I know a couple guys that get hit by their girlfriends, and they just say because it don't hurt, it's just not worth, you know. But that's something I will never tolerate.
Yeah.
And so just overly aggressive in any kind of capacity when it comes to, and I mean that with communication verbally as well, because if I come to you and say, like, hey, what you said hurt my feelings or whatever, and you respond by bucking up, cursing, yelling, and just being unnecessarily confrontational, because I feel like confrontation is good sometimes, you know what I mean? Because I think people hear the word confrontation, they automatically think me and you squared up about to throw hands. Confrontation could just be like, Cameron, when we were out and you did that was really disrespectful to me, and it really bothered me. You know, we could be sitting here having the calmest conversation, but it's still confrontation. If you can't do that with me in a civil fashion, you could be the most you could have been the most amazing person in the world, and I wouldn't have given you a chance, because I know at some point it was gonna get to a point where I wasn't gonna be able to tolerate it. Number two, I can't lack of financial responsibility. That is a big non-negotiable for me. Like if I know you the type that's going like, as soon as you get 1,000, if you get 1,000 on Friday and by Saturday you already asked me, can I get $20? Just gotta, yeah, but I have to buy that bag.
But I have to buy that bag.
Like, and then I don't even think it makes you a bad person at all. Like, it's just, to me, it's going to bring me down in a sense. And so I can't tolerate that. And number three, let me see. I'm trying to think, because I got a few of them, but I'm trying to think of some.
Your top three?
Yeah, I mean,
just because you don't list something don't mean it's not a priority though.
Yeah, facts. And like I said, it's hard for me because I've been locked up for so long. Not when I say locked up, I mean locked up. Locked up as in like I'm in a relationship. I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm locked up. Yeah. No. I mean, that came out wrong. But like I have not been a free agent. You know, I've had a contract with Team Toya for the past.
We want sports now.
For the past 11 years, you know what I'm saying? So
good, congratulations.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm on a veteran contract now. I didn't got my rookie contract 4 years. Got my the second contract always the biggest. And I'm on my third contract now. But I've been with the same team the whole time.
You know, that's what's up. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't been traded.
Yeah, you haven't been fired or released.
I ain't heard no trade rumors. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? But no, like so. But no, and the other one I used to. Now I don't know how I feel about it now, but when I was in my 20s, one of my non-negotiables was I could not be with somebody that was always going out, but didn't want me to go. You know what I mean? Like where.
Oh, that's
So that's one of mine. Double standard.
Yeah. Like
double standard is definitely one of mine.
So
like you gotta hold me to a regard. You did your thing.
Oh yeah. My bad. I thought you were talking about the door. I'm
tripping. You gotta hold me to the same regard as yourself. Like not 50-50, but more like keep it consistent.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, my ex before Toya, she used to she went to VCU. Mm-hmm. She was always up my helicopter part. Like where it's just like it's 5:01. She like you leave work because this was like when I was a Kmart. She's like you leave yet? She's like nah not yet. Why? Relax. I can't do that because that feels like a job to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it feels like a job to me. And so I couldn't get down with that. But yeah, those probably my
I like those.
Thanks, sir.
Those are good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, mine's is definitely double standard. Meaning, you got a lane, I got a lane. Mm-hmm. So you work well in your lane, let me work well in my lane.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then don't be judgmental.
Judgmental is a big one.
Especially if you're talking about like your friends and everybody else. Yo, you talking about me too.
Yeah.
I know it. I know that for sure. That's like a turn off. It's nasty.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit, brother?
Yeah. So, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna do. I'm a good guy. I feel like I'm a good guy. Don't go behind my back. Talk to your friends about what I didn't do, and not what I'm, doing right. You don't talk about that, but you minimize my success, but you talk about my failures and my flaws, or the things wrong with me, or everybody else. Because it comes off.
That's big.
It's like negative. I mean, and it messes with the last one that I have is respect my space. Kind of like hey, I'm gonna get on a plane. I gotta go. Where you going? If you want to know, this is where I'm going. Here's the location. Here's the hotel. Here's that. By the way, when I go to my cousin's, I can send you a photo of my cousin on the timestamp. And then if you want me to, I can FaceTime you every night. Or basically, if I have to explain where I'm at because there's insecurities involved, I understand like accountability. But accountability is not insecurity. It's not the same thing. There's a big difference. With insecurity, it's almost like, well, what are you up to? Well, you married me for crying out loud. You're with me. So you got the whole package because I told you this is who I am as a person. Could you imagine in your business and your profession where you're actually like getting a chance to go places and see people throughout the whole course of a week and having to man log where you are, and if anything you want to talk about who you met and what you did and everything else and be excited about it, but not like who's that voice in the background,
Right.
or what are you doing tonight now? Everybody's, it's 11:30 at night. You're still out. You guys are still at it. What?
Right.
I mean, I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah.
I mean, do you trust me or do you not trust me?
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you have to. This is who I am and this is who you marry.
Yeah.
So accepting who I am is a part of get out of the way,
That's such a great point.
and let me be free.
Because it's not
I
somebody
hate
that
to be
you
smothered.
reveal out of nowhere. It's who
Yeah.
you've always been. So
Right.
that's a great
Facts.
That's a great
And that's some, you know what? It's sad, but it's good and true. I had to learn how to be that way. I had to learn that, like, some people are depressed because of that. They don't have it. Some people are like really, like a lot of guys, they are really like, a really good guy, killed himself. Football coach, 5 kids. Quincy was amazing. I'm like, what the hell? And talking to some of my friends, I'm like, damn, he won't happy. He won't happy. He wasn't happy where, maybe he wanted more freedom. I don't know.
And it's crazy because I do think that we don't talk about those situations. And I do think we talk a lot about the relationships where, like you said, the guy is very controlling and, where the woman kind of is on that end of the spectrum. But I don't feel like we talk a lot about those situations where, like you say, it's a good guy. He goes into a relationship and he feels like he has to be a chameleon in the house. Like he feels like he can't be himself. Like he has to adapt to.
What do we say? You can't be too happy.
Too happy.
That's what we say. So if we're ever too happy,
It's the bat signal goes off.
give about 5 minutes.
But I had a
5
friend.
minutes to calling me.
Okay, go ahead. Well, because I see your wheels turning, so I'll give you an example. My homeboy.
You weren't supposed to say that. Okay.
Somebody that I know we record.
Yeah.
But
We are recording.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
I've been set it up.
Look, you were so locked in, boy. She just casual. Kimber's so calm and cool and collected about how she's kind of strong. Just sit it. But no, a friend of mine I know him. I grew up with him. And every time I see him, I don't see that guy.
No names.
And the couple times we have talked, even though he hasn't necessarily said it out loud, I can tell that he feels like he even told me like sometimes like I just, and I know this isn't like the worst thing in the world. He was like sometimes I'll just like sit apart and just be like, just get an extra hour away, like.
Okay.
And when you start to get to a point where you feel like going home is like not your sanctuary, what are you doing at that point?
Well,
Okay, my question before all this, honestly, I've been wondering this for like a very, very long time. I've been wondering this since I was a teenager. And watching my dad and my mom argue and argue and argue and argue, right?
Never
For 20 straight years.
Right.
And me and my brother daggone near danced when they got a divorce, right? So I never understood, and I always wanted to ask my dad this, like, Dad, why didn't you marry her to be happy? Like, for example, like, I never understand, like, it's almost like men nowadays don't get into a relationship to be happy, right? It's more about, I just gotta tolerate, every woman comes with her bad stuff, so I just gotta tolerate her bad stuff. Well, you ever thought about making up, like having like a real friendship, like the ones that you have with your homeboys, but you have it with just her? You ever thought that that's possible, where you can have a vibe so strong with just one woman that shit is everything? Leave that out.
It's hard to do that.
Well, I know you're good.
But
we can answer that.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, why do you guys not pursue happiness? You pursue like the person.
You want to
Yeah.
handle this one? You want to?
Well, I think that everybody's internalized, and it should never be predicated on a person.
Fair enough.
To enhance my happiness or to make my happiness even more accommodating or to confirm my happiness, it would be great to be with somebody that does that. Not everybody. It's like almost for some people it could be the 20% that they don't get in a relationship because there's 80% that they're receiving.
Took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I'm about.
There's that one thing. It doesn't right now at this point in their life. It doesn't, and that's why I don't really believe that all marriages being forever. Is because a person changes almost every decade, and
Yes.
when they need something, that 20% can easily creep into 30 and then 40 and then 50. By the time we're like in our 40s, we're looking for that 20% to be the 80%.
Yeah.
Because we've already built up on that 80%.
Gotcha.
And so it's like we're always, and then the same for women. Women change as well. Things change. You go from being a mother, motherhood, kids and everything typically, and then all of a sudden career, and then all of a sudden the guy's, he's inferior to you, or he feels some type of way because now you're being a boss,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and you're taking care of business, and it's just like, well, what are you doing? But in some cases, some guys don't mind being that person. I'm gonna play the background for you. But then again, a lot of ladies, they're like, yo, I need you to do more. I see something at work, they handling things, and I'm attracted to that. And I come home and you're doing the opposite. That strikes a chord. Truth be told, it strikes a chord for some people. But if they don't communicate it or they don't share it, then how can it really be? Because we can't read nobody's mind.
Right.
We ain't got no breadcrumbs.
He kind of took the words, a lot of what I was going to say right out of my mouth. But to piggyback on what he said, I do think they married to be happy, but it's just that the happiness is only a percentage of what I'm experiencing with that person. It's like, I think even the dudes that are in some of the most tumultuous relationships still have some level of happiness at some point, occasionally. Like, whether it's...
I feel like you're trying to convince me of that, but it's
no,
okay.
Check me out. Like, even whether it's when they have sex or when they have a conversation maybe at the end of the night that's unexpected and it's a good like, I think that when they do get married, there is a level of happiness that woman brings to them. But
I can see what you're saying.
I think a lot of times we're taught to allow the positive to outweigh the negatives. And then what the point that Steve was making that I really wanted to piggyback off of is that I think as people change, not just your partner, and I think when people talk about this a lot, they don't acknowledge the other side of it as well, which is that your partner is going to change every 7 to 10 years, but so are you. So it's like, I think what ends up happening is that I think a lot of times we fall, not men, but just people in general, we fall in love, not necessarily with the person, but we fall in love with the passion that was created by our interaction with that person. So when the passion's gone, love is I don't know, maybe
I agree with you on that.
yeah.
I think that there needs to be some type of, and I've thought about this outside of the zodiacs, but some type of personality test, or that it be a standard, I guess, for you to see if your personalities are what you want.
100%.
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah,
Some sense of, yeah.
But we always jump in this. You ever realize that, like, a lot of times people break up because of a part of a person that they saw that they would have never really had no way of seeing until a situation occurred. It's
Like a cheater. She mentioned that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She said there's one of your ones as a cheater. Not all men are cheaters.
Yeah, I believe that.
Some actually do it based on circumstances.
I've met one like that,
And
and I have no tolerance for it.
I can honestly say I have one. But look, you have no tolerance for it based on what you say. However, some men will cheat because they weren't the first one to do it.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I do.
And
But
after repeatedly having it done,
That's not my scenario, but I see your point. Then
So,
then it's free game at that point. Yeah.
but they could be labeled as a cheater, but all they did was, you know what I'm saying?
That doesn't take away what you did. You still did what you did. Just because there was you can't justify what you did because you did do it. Like you can't.
You can't.
So I mean, I
mean,
know.
if it's an open relationship and both of y'all are cheating, then get it done.
But I guess that
Well,
goes
go back to what you were saying.
But it still happened. You're still technically a cheater because you still were in a relationship cheating.
But
I got you. I got you.
But I guess that goes back to our original point that we started with before we had this conversation, which is who's to say what's right and wrong? It's just the agreement and the whatever you and that person within the relationship agree on. So I guess it brings us back to, that's our full circle moment right there, because it's like, I know a dude that live in Arizona and he, don't ask how he got into this, but he got into a scene where he goes, he's in his late 20s, works out a lot, and he gets paid to go and have sex with other people's wives while the dudes watch.
Oh, I got a couple of those.
That makes sense. That's good.
And I'm not, and I was only saying cut it out just because I know this is a PG, platform. But
we can make it explicit and put a warning on it.
But
that's Because it would be
Mhm.
warranted.
And I remember when he told me, I was just like, what the kind of people you meet? But then he kind of like, and I felt bad because he kind of got offended, and he was just like, he was just like, no, he was like, some of them are really nice people. He was like, that's just what they do behind closed. And then I kind of had to pull back because like I said, I did feel like a hypocrite because I'm very big on, as long as you're not impacting me with it, like you're not bringing it to my house, you're not doing it in front of me and my family or whatever. So it's like, who am I to judge that? You know what I'm saying? Who am I to judge that? So I did have to pull back. But like I said, it's kind of going back to the point of, who am I to say, oh, they, whoa, you know what I mean? What kind of people are that? Look at those people and da 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 da. Hey, it's not my thing. But like I said, if that's the agreement that they have, and then that's for them. They're not hurting anybody. They're not bad people. He was telling me, he was like, no, there are a lot of good people out there, and I felt bad for even, like, because it was just a joke at the moment. I was like, man, what kind of dudes you notice letting you coming in? you know what I mean? Like, and they sitting in the closet and stuff. And it was like, but like I said, but that's if they have an agreement on that, there's nothing. That's nothing more wrong than what me and my wife do in the bedroom. It's just what they're comfortable with and what they accept. So, like, I've matured as I've gotten older and learned to kind of, and then like I said, also like being around somebody like Steve who's so open-minded and always just like telling me like, yo, like, let people be who they are as long as they're not hurting. You know what I mean? Like, as long are they coming in your crib, breaking in your stuff, doing in your bedroom? Yeah, you ain't hurting me. So like, I've learned. but oh no, I don't want to be alone. No, it's just
like, I mean, I think that a person can be attracted to a person, but to me, attraction has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do with color. It has everything to do with the internal workings of a person.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if the person I'm with is another guy, that means I'm gay. I mean, truth be told, it's the person that I'm with. Yeah. So if that's the classification of the label they're gonna give me, then that's what they label me. But the attraction is the person. It has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with anything. And so a lot of times we're so, that's what I'm saying about classifications. Everybody wants to be in a classification, and nobody wants to be in that area where they just don't want to be classified. It's becoming more and more predominant. You see it more only because people are starting to realize the grass is never green where on the other side is green with water. So I want my relationship to be what it is, and I want to walk on a like it actually happened, on a boat with all blacks, from North Carolina. Me and Maria are the only ones on there. And I mean, I got treated a certain way, and I didn't care. At first, it bothered me a bit, but I'm just like, you know what? It's all good. Hey sister, how you doing? Yeah. It's okay. It's fine. But it's that you ain't all these single women out there, sisters, and you gotta go ahead and I'd rather them say, oh girl, you can have them. We don't want them. Get them out of here. But just a joke about my personality. But still, I just think that at the end of the day, what work for me. Maybe they should do the same thing. Instead of looking for that one guy, chocolate milk dud guy, bald head, Magic Mike guy, come serve you breakfast, what I'm saying?
Word to me.
With a little apron on, what I'm saying?
No apron.
No apron. The dudes that be doing the shirtless apron videos, I'm like, bro,
baby,
cut it out.
Ain't no apron, man. It's no apron.
She said no apron. She
just said just nothing, right? But they be killing me with the I'm like, man, why, bro? But nah, I feel you though, man.
I mean,
I don't think that we like that humans and individuals are so complex, and I think that's why we try to put it in a box. I think that's why we try to say, well, all men gonna do this, all women gonna do this, all black women are gonna be like this, all black men gonna be like this, all this gonna be like this, and it's like it's such a cop out, and it's actually lazy. Honestly, if we're being honest, it's lazy because we're all old enough to have met plenty of people that are in certain categories that don't fit within the stereotypes that we've been taught they should fit in. And y'all know what I'm talking about. There's stereotypes for every single group, and I'm sure we probably met people from them groups.
You like coconut pie?
I hate coconut pie.
You like any pie? No. Let's go to the pie outlet right now. Let's go get some pie. Let's go get some pies. Are we gonna go?
I mean, I go with you and chill with you because you're my homie.
I don't like pie.
Oh,
I hate pie, especially coconut pie.
Forget y'all. I'm gonna eat them myself.
Hey, she don't. Hey, We ain't on that boat.
We ain't on that boat at all.
So it ain't in our forte. So it's something that we don't want. But we may have some friends and like he just said, hey man, that's your thing, let's go. So oftentimes just because it ain't our thing don't mean we can't support. So just because come on, that's a bar right there. Brothers, I freed you, brothers, it's okay. And I told Maria, I was like, yo, we're gonna do we're gonna do a community event. And I said, we're gonna have a section for the ladies, all the moms that work so hard and diligently, the single moms. We're gonna make sure we give them massages. She started laughing at me and she said that ain't happening. Because she knew exactly what I was doing. I was like, we gonna do it ourselves. We gonna give them massages. You back there. Yeah, we doing it.
That's why
we
doing supposed to hire the guys to
Yeah. So basically, so I set it up though. I said, she blocked that shot. But our boys, you going out with him? Yeah, I'm going out with him. He needs somebody to hang out with. He needs somebody to be there. Why not? Brothers, I just freed you, brothers. Come on. It is what it is. Do you trust me? You don't trust him, you trust me. Yeah. And that's all that matters. Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie. I do also understand the point of, feeling like going out with somebody that they don't trust. Not that they don't trust you, but maybe they're afraid that person may unexpectedly put you in a situation that you might not be comfortable with. But
so they trust that we gonna just go ahead and just get put in a situation that we ain't supposed to be in.
No, you're right. It may, but I'm saying though, like
it started with the midgets.
Okay, so check me out. If my wife, and this matter of fact, this is a real situation though. Like my wife didn't want me to go out with a dude that she knew was gang affiliated, and she felt like, okay, just your presence, and I know that's a little different or whatever, but she was just like, I know you wouldn't put yourself in a situation like that, but it's like just being around him might get you put in a situation that you might not want to be in. I kind of understand it, but I also kind of feel like what you said, like if you trust me, you should know that I'm not gonna put myself in no situation, regardless of what this dude is doing. Because I do have homeboys that like we chill up until a certain point of the night, and then they be getting ready to go do some wild stuff, and I'm like, all right, bro, I'm finna go home, because
Yeah, but that's the situation where y'all are meeting at a place together. Is that the same situation, the scenario that we're talking about? Because it sounds like you're there. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like more so you have to be there around him, and he's literally a walking target.
Yeah, like I said, in that situation, I guess it is different, because I know what he's talking about is more so like person.
Yeah, and I know what you mean. We would never put ourselves in a situation like that. We've actually had circles like that where, and unfortunately,
especially younger.
Yeah, we gotta be like, nah, I can't be doing that. Nah. Oh, and that's where we started this whole conversation. Oh, would you a punk or something like that? Dang, words hurt, but I guess I am right now.
Hey, someone will try you. Yeah, man, come on, man. You really, man. I'm quick to be like, look, man, I ain't trying to go home and get that tonight, so
Stay safe.
Yep, stay safe out here in these streets.
Exactly.
So I don't need them problems, man.
Don't need that smoke.
But I guess it's interesting though, because like this is the more unfiltered version of the relationship podcast. I think a lot of what we were talking about then it was a lot more PG.
Yeah. I
think it was good, but it was a lot more PG. But I think that there are a lot of taboo topics that we don't talk about. Like,
true. So we can go deeper into this.
So,
we can.
We can always go deep.
I didn't mean to attack one of the things that you mentioned, the three. I was just, like the cheating thing. It's just that I know like a lot of guys that typically don't start that way, and that it kind of comes out that way, and they're looked at as a bad guy.
Well, I see what you're saying as far as your scenario that you put on the table, but the situation that actually happened was where it was situational. So he claims that it would have never happened had I not reacted a certain way. So the scenario, this is you guys are perfect to talk about this. So his claim was at the time. So I was pregnant and being very hormonal at the time, right? I just was not I was not nice, I guess, per se, right? I wasn't romantic. So essentially, I had cut him off. Like we just weren't having sex, right? So his thing was, hey, I wouldn't have cheated if you wouldn't have stopped wouldn't have stopped having sex. And I was like, okay. And he did warn me, and I saw it coming. He gave me warning. But my point was the logic of it. I said, and you agreed to this. If this scenario happened, all you need to say was, hey, I quit. That's all you need to say, and I would have respected you for it. But instead of doing that and being honest and standing on your 10 toes, which you agreed about, you decided to go ahead and cheat, which take the coward way out. Right? So now I have a reaction, and now I'm going to react like that scorned woman because you put me in the position to do that, and that's my button. You hit the button, I'm going to pull that trigger, bro. I'm going to give it all to you, trust me, because that's what that's for. However, you would have remained with the respect that I know you men want and do deserve, had you would have stuck to what you agreed upon logically and just let a woman know.
How'd you find out, if you don't mind me asking?
I walked in on it. So what I walked in on is so my house it used to have hardwood floors. Got the floors right
Did you hit?
Huh? I almost killed that man. So
yeah, the visual is different.
I walked in there.
That's a whole lot different than just hearing about it.
Listen, you walked in in your own crib?
In my own crib.
Yeah.
So I brought him in, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're good. My daughter's born now, everything's good, right? But I still feel like something's off. It ain't right. So ironically, I called my mom earlier that day. I was like, Mom, something's not right. And she's like, we're gonna pray, baby. We're gonna pray.
She said, nah, I'm gonna do more than pray.
We're gonna pray. No, we're gonna pray. So that night, I just felt like something was off. And I was like, I walk in my room, and normally the floor creaks. It didn't even creak as I was walking in. That's how I was like, And he's there, laying in the bed, snoring, but his phone is up. Because he fell asleep watching his phone. So the phone's up, and I look at the phone, and it's a portal. I'm like, alright, whatever. I know you should watch that.
Okay,
but then I start to look, and I'm like, the outline of the browser.
It was him.
The outline of the browser, it was Instagram. I'm like, you're on Instagram with your phone? That's weird.
Yeah,
so I click out the browser, and I end up in the DMs. And so I start scrolling. I scrolled so many months back. It was the entire time I was pregnant and then some. Over my birthday, then I started really getting into Instagram. There's this girl that commented on the baby shower picture that we took. Like, oh, you have such a beautiful family, because he was commenting on her picture.
Listen, man.
There were so many women.
Cold world.
I went to the phone. I found 7 different women. I was like, so you took 7 to 10 different women just to replace me? That's what you need?
Ooh, that's a fire way to think about it, though. Like, it's 10 of them that try to be me.
That's it. That's the only thing you was getting. That's what the sex and nurture. That's what you need. You need it from all the women. So I was cool with that. It was multiple women. It was multiple. I saw him.
I mean, not saying that, like, you know.
It was so much.
Whoa, he was talking about here trying to.
He was getting it in.
He was trying to sign a reserve.
He was getting it in. Yeah. That's why I said what I said.
Dang.
So because of I saw that, and I saw the scroll, and I put all that together, I walked out the room, and as I'm walking out the room, my mind is thinking about the night that's in the kitchen, because I'm creating that thing, and I'm walking back in, and it's to his throat. That's it. It's the end of this, right? You have betrayed me. I have your kid, my only child. It was a lot of emotions there. So thank God the floor creaked as I was walking out, and I heard him start to move in the bed or whatever, and then God spoke to me and was like, yo, you don't want to do that. You're not really the jail type of person.
So how did that whole
the reason I made that decision because I'm not a jail type of person, and I'd rather keep getting you on the outside.
So did you wake him up?
No, I walked back in there and he was already up, and we had that conversation. I cussed him out, changed the locks, kicked him all out.
Yeah, of course. But that's scarred. You know what I'm saying? So
you can't tell by my tone.
Yeah, but I can understand. Like I can understand. Like I know for me, like I think the first time because I've been cheated on a few times too, and I remember that pain. But like I said, I remember one more than the other because, like you said, it was the way she went about that, and so I feel you. It was just like not only the way she went about it, the way I found out, the way she told me. But the way she had waited for us to go out to eat, I done spent money on you and everything, and then like to come and be like, I gotta talk to you about something, and I was just like, yeah, she's money back. but no, like it's just so I don't know.
You know what? I cooked men their last meal.
Before you kill him? No, I'm just.
Hey, last meal.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that's it. Right now.
So I cook their.
And then I kill him.
No, I'll be very nice to you before we break up. I'll be so nice to you.
Because you want them to miss what they had, huh?
No, not necessarily. I just want to be on good terms. I don't want you to say that there was anything crazy that happened on your way out.
I respect that. Well, mine,
I respect that too.
She was a.
Yeah, I just want to cook him breakfast and send him on his way.
Well, mine, she was a virgin, and she gave it away to some dude. She didn't even know she was. I just needed to see. I didn't know if like I was trying to figure my sexuality. I was like, some other dude, like that's crazy to me. Like that's crazy.
That don't even make sense.
No, of course
pulling
not.
the sexuality thing.
Yeah,
you had to be with the opposite gender when
I
you're
was
talking
just
about
like,
exploring my sexuality.
Yeah, she did it with another.
We're
We'll talk. We're gonna talk.
We'll
talk about that. Yeah, that man, that whole situation.
It happens. I mean, with that whole. But once again, I say it, man. I just think that a lot of relationships aren't forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just don't look at it as being forever. So you'll find, like, I got an uncle and aunt, they've been married over 50 years. But I mean, around that in the family, you don't see that a lot. It's because, I mean, this is, old fashioned, I guess, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It just seemed like there's just too many different, like, I guess I can go football, too many plays in the playbook. You know, I mean, it just seems like it evolves, it changes. People change. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, yo. Let something traumatic give birth. You're trying to give birth to a baby, and as in the process of giving birth to the baby's stillborn. That changes a mother's life. Like their whole concept of motherhood.
Mentality,
I mean,
the thought process.
We would
emotions,
never
everything.
really understand, and I ain't trying to be funny. We can't fully, we gotta just pray and give it to God and be there as much as we can. But yo, if you deal with that for over 10 years and just trying to like, at some point, man, you go so sufficient. Be real, right? And you like, man, this is rough. This is taking a lot, you know? And she's still, you know, dealing with it and everything else. Or, you know, on the other side, with God, you look good, and all of a sudden diabetes might kick in, or high blood pressure. You know, they don't feel good like they used to, and then, you know, their wife still look good, and they get insecure. They used to be the man, they ain't the man no more because they picked her up.
So is situational cheating, is that okay or not?
Situational cheating?
Yeah, because that's essentially where we were. That's why I had gave you the whole story. We're talking about the whole story.
So based on what he had done, I mean, for Randy got caught. What he did could have been communicated in a better way for him to share. I think he could have done some things to share how he felt and been more serious about it. Now, if it was porn, porn is porn. I mean, it is what it is. People say what they want to say. I don't think anything wrong with that in its proper context. I don't like child porn is no.
No, that's negative.
Yeah, so
no context.
But for him in that situation like that, cheating is a very for both types. To me, it's really hard to answer. And the reason why I say that is, if a guy busts a nut once he gets done being with somebody, he don't have nothing to do with him. Don't want to lay with him. Don't want to have nothing to do with him. Probably want to get up and go. Don't want to lay in no bed. Don't want to sit there. Don't want to. Now, if he's like having a whole romance and a whole relationship, that's something totally different. Like, you know, like really being with the person afterwards. Now you're talking about questioning that whole person's, you know, involvement of how much he loves that person he's with. How much does he truly?
Okay.
Because guys are physical before emotional.
Right. Now, so a man will waste his time, or will he waste his money? You see where I'm at with that?
Can you elaborate on that question a bit?
You'll sleep with someone. The whole point of sleeping with someone is to orgasm. So if you're not doing that, then you've got problems. But anyway, so you do it with someone that you just want to do it with. So you'll waste your time. Mm-hmm. So that's not a clear indication of if the person is cheating or not, or if they're actually full out cheating. But then they'll spend their money on her, and is that not? So that's not an indication either. If he buys her lunch and takes her out and buys that woman things, is that not an indication that he's cheating?
Oh yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
like what level of investment?
Well, but I also think that you gotta define like cheating.
Yeah.
Like I used to know a girl who had a dude who treated her like gold, but he watched porn, and she said she considered that cheating because she said he's purposely. It doesn't matter if his hands are actually touching her. he's getting online, seeking her. And now, do I disagree? 100%. But to her, if she says it's cheating and he knows it's cheating to her, then to the rest of us, it ain't cheating.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how that bedroom situation
Yeah, now listen, I don't understand it. Cause like she argued me down. She was like, he is literally going online and so my question to her was, if him watching another girl, you know, have intercourse with someone is cheating, I said, does the fact that there's a naked man in there mean he's gay? She was like, well, that's different. And I'm like, how's it not? Different? It's not different. Because you literally said it doesn't matter if he's not touching her. The fact that he went on there and touched himself to a video of her means that cheated. So I said, well, doesn't mean he's gay because the dude was in there naked too. Mm-hmm. She was like, but, and I was like, I'm just saying.
Maybe he's just a voyeur.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I was trying to get her to think outside the box a little bit. But one thing that I would, like 10 years later, thinking about it now, I can think back and just say, like, that's her interpretation of it. Mm-hmm. And it's not my place to agree or disagree with it. Now, I do disagree with it, but it's not my place to impose that on her. Now, internally, I'm always going to feel like that. But I've learned not to really bother her about it because the one thing I got to give her, and she told him from the jump.
Oh, well.
This is something that I do not tolerate because it's cheating to me. So, no matter how dumb he thought it was, like I said, that's not me agreeing with it. I do disagree.
That's where a woman's respect comes into play at that point. Because especially when you do the right thing, you put it up front, but then you still don't comply, yet you agreed upon it. How do you expect me to continue to respect you?
You're right. I mean...
you're right, and it's like, okay, like a kid does something, you know, okay, now you're gonna get it, you're gonna hear it, okay, or you go to court, okay, you did something wrong, judge's gonna tell you, you're gonna hear it. That's the problem with us. We don't like to hear it. Exactly. We hate to hear it. So we are gonna hear it, but at the same time, we're gonna deflect, or we're gonna be anything to be defensive, anything for that thing to hit our ego and get to the core of us, because unfortunately, that's when we really start to change things. If it does happen, it strikes a root of our core, our ego. But we're protecting it. We're protecting ego. And we're gonna argue. We ain't trying to say you right. We just trying to protect our ego. You know? And so, I mean, at the end of the day, and then when we talk to our boys, or, you know, we're gonna make it seem like, oh, yeah, she should have done this and this and this. And this is the reason why. A lot of times with either spouses, I think that before people do cheat, they try to give themselves a reason to step out to cheat. And we need the catalyst. The catalyst has got to be there. And in some cases, like, oh, if you had been doing this and this and this, you've been able to take care of me. Well, I mean, what happened to the time you guys weren't married? Well, who was taking care of you then? On the days you were by yourself, who was taking care of you then?
So then, the situational cheating has to be a weakness. I don't see any strength
Facts.
in it.
Yes. Yes, and a lot of guys, once again, ego. We're not going to admit that is. I mean, we're not going to sit there and tell you, oh yeah, that's my problem. You know, I mean, there's a whole lot of problems we got that we're just not going to expose ourselves to. However, when we start to expose ourselves to a lot of the stuff that we do have issues with, I mean, it's a humbling thing.
Absolutely.
You know, but there's not a lot of guys that are like that.
And that definitely should be the next episode. Because I've had relationships where men are very open and transparent, and they're great. It's very smooth. It's very consistent. You know what to expect. It's not situational, right? It's very straightforward, right? You know what to and that's the end of the episode. Y'all call it out?
We love y'all! That was good, man.
Treat you right, like me, girl.